As the night is their domain, a chill wind whispers through the trees, carrying with it the scent of decay and the promise of unseen terrors. These are the hunting grounds of the Pishachas, malevolent entities that stalk the fringes of human perception. They are creatures of darkness, born of shadow and steeped in ancient evil. Their very names evoke fear, a primal dread that echoes through the ages. In the tapestry of Indian mythology, Pishachas occupy a particularly unsettling space. They are not gods to be worshipped, nor demons to be bargained with. They exist outside the natural order, driven by an insatiable hunger that knows no bounds. Their presence is a corruption, a violation of the sacred boundaries that separate the mortal realm from the abyss. It is said that they wander the earth, drawn to places of death and decay. Battlefields soaked in blood, cremation grounds wreathed in smoke, abandoned temples reclaimed by the jungle. These are the spaces where Pishachas congregate. They are drawn to the remnants of life, to the lingering echoes of vitality that they themselves can never possess. And woe betide any living soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. The origins of the Pishachas are shrouded in mystery, their stories woven into the fabric of ancient lore. Some tales whisper that they are the offspring of Brahma himself, born from the shadow of the creator god. Others speak of them as cursed beings, humans transformed into monsters as punishment for unspeakable transgressions. Still others claim that they are the remnants of a primordial chaos, fragments of darkness that predate even the gods. Regardless of their genesis, Pishachas have left their mark on Hindu mythology. They appear in epic tales like the Mahabharata, often serving as agents of chaos and destruction. In the epic battle of Kurukshetra, they feast upon the slain. Their ghoulish forms a terrifying testament to the horrors of war. Even the gods treat them with caution, recognizing the threat that these creatures pose. One particularly chilling legend tells of a king named Vena, whose tyranny and wickedness were so great that he incurred the wrath of the sages. They cursed him, transforming him into a hideous Pishacha, condemned to wander the earth for eternity. This tale serves as a warning, a reminder that even the most powerful can fall prey to the darkness that lurks within. Pishachas are often depicted as grotesque parodies of human beings. Their flesh is said to be the color of decay, their eyes burning with an infernal glow, their teeth as sharp as razors, their nails like the talons of predatory birds. They emit a foul stench, the reek of death and corruption clinging to them like a shroud. But their most terrifying aspect is their hunger. Pishachas crave the life force of living creatures, draining their victims of vitality with each passing moment. They are drawn to strong emotions, particularly fear and despair, which they feed upon like carrion birds. They delight in tormenting their prey, driving them to madness before delivering the final fatal blow. It is said that they possess a range of supernatural abilities. They can become invisible at will, melting into the shadows like phantoms. They can shapeshift, assuming any form they desire to lure unsuspecting victims to their doom. And their touch is said to be poisonous, capable of inflicting disease and madness. The reach of the Pishachas extends beyond the borders of India, their legend echoing through the folklore of Southeast Asia. In Thailand, they're known as Phai Phisacha, and they occupy a similar place in the cultural imagination. They are feared as malevolent spirits, often depicted as grotesque humanoids with long fangs and claws. Thai folklore often associates Phai Phisacha with cremation grounds and other places of death. They're said to prey on the living, stealing their souls or possessing their bodies. Amulets and talismans are often worn for protection, and offerings are made to appease these spirits and ward off their influence. The presence of Pishachas in both Indian and Thai mythology speaks to the enduring power of these creatures. They represent a primal fear of the unknown, a dread of the darkness that lurks beyond the fringes of human perception. And their stories serve as a reminder that even in the safety of our homes, we are never truly safe from the shadows. Pishachas are not content to simply haunt the peripheries of human existence. They crave the warmth of life, the vitality that they themselves were denied, and they have devised insidious ways to prey upon the living, draining them of their life force and leaving behind only empty shells. Possession is one of their most feared tactics. A Pishacha can insinuate itself into the mind of a vulnerable individual, seizing control of their thoughts and actions. The victim becomes a puppet, their body and soul at the mercy of the malevolent entity. Signs of possession are varied and often subtle, sudden changes in personality, an aversion to religious symbols, an unnatural craving for raw meat or alcohol, but perhaps their most insidious method of attack is the slow drain of life energy. Pishachas feed on fear, despair, and other negative emotions. They can latch onto a person who is already vulnerable, someone grieving a loss, struggling with addiction, or consumed by anger. Over time, the victim will experience a decline in health, vitality, and mental acuity, their life force slowly seeping away. The legend of the Pishachas is not confined to ancient texts and whispered folk tales. Even in the modern age, stories of encounters with these entities continue to surface, sending chills down the spines of those who hear them. One such incident occurred in the bustling metropolis of Kolkata, India, where a family's peaceful existence was shattered by a series of terrifying events. In the quiet neighborhood of Baligunga, a family moved into an old rambling house. It was a grand old place with high ceilings and spacious rooms, but an air of melancholy hung over it. The family dismissed it as the lingering presence of previous occupants, unaware that something far more sinister had taken up residence within its walls. It began subtly, footsteps in the dead of night, whispers and disembodied voices echoing through the halls, objects moving on their own. The family, initially skeptical, soon found themselves gripped by a growing sense of dread. Their sleep was disturbed by nightmares, vivid and disturbing visions of shadowy figures with glowing red eyes. Throughout the ages, people have sought ways to protect themselves from the malevolent influence of Pishachas. These methods are often rooted in ancient traditions and beliefs, passed down through generations as a means of warding off the unseen terrors that lurk at the edges of human perception. One common practice is the use of sacred objects and symbols. Amulets inscribed with protective mantras are worn on the body, believed to deflect negative energy and ward off evil spirits. The image of Hanuman, the monkey god, renowned for his strength and courage, is believed to be particularly effective in deterring Pishachas. Ritual purification is another important aspect of protection. Homes and temples are cleansed with sacred water and incense, the air thick with the scent of sandalwood and turmeric. Mantras and prayers are chanted to invoke the blessings of the gods and goddesses, creating a shield of divine energy around the space. The Pishachas remain an enigma, creatures shrouded in mystery and steeped in ancient dread. Are they merely figments of a collective imagination, born from the primal fear of the unknown? Or do they represent a darker truth, a glimpse into a realm where the boundaries between the seen and the unseen blur? Whatever the answer, their enduring presence in mythology and folklore speaks to the power of these creatures. They embody our deepest anxieties, our fears of the darkness that lies both within and beyond ourselves. Their stories serve as cautionary tales, reminding us that even in a world illuminated by reason and science, there are still shadows where ancient evils lurk. And so we are left to ponder the mystery of the Pishachas. Are they real? Do they walk among us unseen, their malevolent gaze fixed upon the unsuspecting? Perhaps it is best not to know for sure. Perhaps in the realm of belief and fear, some questions are best left unanswered.